I said, well, it's been nice talking to you today. And I think I will go ask our longtime schmuck of a CPA what he thinks.
Right.
Those damn CPAs, they're the worst.
Dave's the CPA.
Absolutely. You got that right, Dave.
I know. They're horrible. No.
And so I went to him and I thought I won't use his name because I think he's still in business somehow. I said, what should we do with these? He said, well, we should write them off our taxes. I said, but we didn't make any money on them. We didn't rent them.
Right.
And they're ill-gotten gains. Oh, don't worry about that. We'll just write it off. So I said, yeah, it's been nice talking to you again. Real pleasure. I love your insight. Have a good day. So I sat around the office, and it was, I guess, 83 going into 84. And I had to get rid of them. So I decided that I would send 1,000 shirts to every police department across the country that we worked with.
Wow.
And they would give them to their PAL.
Wow.
Police Athletic League.
Wow.
So,
you know, now you could have written those off as a charitable deduction at that point.
That's right. Creative accounting.
It was, to me, what we had to do to get them. They were evil, ill-gotten gains. I didn't want them around me. I didn't want to make money off them. I just made the decision unilaterally, the band didn't give a rat's ass,
right,
that we would give them away. And
well, that was very nice, because you could have just thrown them out.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, I could have. I could have done a lot of things, but every police department across the country got 1,000 shirts. It was nice, yeah. My wife and I used to give to the Butterfield house, and it was a Ellie Butterfield ran it, and she ran it for poor inner-city kids who would come out there to the ranch and live. And, you know, we donate every year to them. And I was speaking, I guess my wife was speaking to Ellie Butterfield, and she said, oh, my God, a ranch house burned down.
Oh, no.
The kids live, yeah. And my wife said, what are you going to do? I don't know. So Jan told me, and I gave them about 25,000 shirts.
Wow.
They sold them and rebuilt the ranch house.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And I thought that was a nice way of doing it. I could have done what the lawyer and the accountant wanted, but
right.
If I wanted to be a real jerk.
That's true. Well, Noel, we want to thank you so much for coming on. The auction is just going to be tremendous, and it's got so much stuff in there. We just scratched the surface. The auction goes live on October 12th, and there's a special VIP preview September 26th. The auction, it's going to go from October 12th to the 21st. And like we said before, it's backstageauctions.com. And you can also go to facebook.com/backstageauctions to access it there. Like Noel had said, the gentleman, Jacques, who put it all together, this guy does this for a living. He's an expert at handling this kind of material. So when you go in there, you know what you're getting, you see what you're getting, you get a visual, you get explanations, everything is self-explanatory on the website. And Noel, we want to wish you best of luck with this. It sounds like it's really interesting. I don't know if this has ever been done before from a manager of your stature, but this is really a unique and special thing for the fans. And you know what? There's going to be stuff in the auction that's expensive, and there's also stuff that's not that expensive. So no matter what your budget is, you could probably find something interesting to fit your collection. So don't be fearful. Go on there, even if you want to just take a look. It's fun to look through, but there is stuff that's affordable on there that you can pick up. You know, there's expensive things. I'm sure things like Noel's gold records are going to go for a lot of money, and things along those lines that a lot of collectors will gobble up. But it's fun just to look through as a fan, and it's also fun to see what's possible that you could pick up. And there's multiples of things. He has backstage passes and different shirts and different jackets and paperwork and ledgers. I've never seen anything like this. It's not just old merch. He has stuff that, like he said, is behind the scenes, things that were from the inside of the organization that really is unique. And when I tell you something, what blew me away, when you see David Lee Roth's passport from 1970 that Noel talked about earlier in this conversation, the photo of Dave alone is worth the purchase. I mean, he's a young man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. All of it is just unreal. And let's be honest, unfortunately, Van Halen is not good at this stuff. We've talked about this many times in the podcast. They're not good at archiving their history. And this is something that Noel has done that parallels with his book. So what did Noel do in his book? He gave you the inside scoop on managing Van Halen from the inside. Now here, he is bringing you in on the inside in a different way. He's bringing you on from a visual standpoint and also stuff that you can be interactive with and purchase. So it really parlays with the book, and it's really something to see. And like he said, it's not just Van Halen. We talk about Van Halen because this is the podcast, but there is a ton of other stuff. Rolling Stones and Sex Pistols stuff. The Sex Pistols stuff is crazy because obviously Noel worked with the Sex Pistols. It really is immense. I mean, like he said, there's over 800 pieces. Half of it's Van Halen, but over 800 pieces. That is tremendous. It took Jacques like 7 months to just go through this stuff. Okay, and we were originally going to do this interview with Noel in June, but Jacques needed more time. He needed more time to get this together. But we wish you the best of luck, and we want all of our listeners to go out and check it out. Don't be afraid. This is not a $1 million auction, but there's some really good stuff there. Check it out. BackstageAuctions.com. And Noel, thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck with it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It goes along with the book
Yes.
in the sense that the book told you what we did.
Right.
Not a line of it is not accurate.
Right.
And this shows you the paperwork
Right.
behind it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be worldwide
Yep.
on the web. You're not going to go sit in Christie's
Yeah.
and
No.
raise a paddle
Right.
like an old lady.
Right.
You know, you're going to, well, I like old ladies.
Hey, look, you can sit, like you said, you can sit in your pajamas and go through this stuff and see what's cool. Like Noel said, this is the physical evidence that backs up the book. It's almost like getting pieces of the book.
Right, right. I'm going to put a bid on all the legends, and I'm going to go through all your numbers, and I'm going to find a way to prove that you need to pay that $300 back to the record company. Because you already hate CPA, so I'm going to give you one more reason to hate one more, Noel.
All right, that's okay.
All right.
And I did it because I've had it for 35, the Van Halen stuff and the Pistol stuff for 35, 40 years.
Right.
Right.
And it's time to pass it on to the fans.
Right.
I've never met fans as good as these.
Right.
I wish in 78 I tried my best to explain to the band, these are the guys who are going to make you. You made Edward $85 million.
Right.
The lowest guy was Michael with a paltry $60 million.
Right.
And they're not giving you anything. And I don't understand it.
Right.
So I thought,
both.
you know, they don't talk to you. I've been on Instagram pretty much every day for about a year and a half.
Right.
And I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, and they ask me questions. Some of them I won't answer.
Right.
But it's time the fans got a taste of it.
Right.
And everything I put up, I started at $25, $35.
Right.
There's a couple more expensive ones, but most of them are very low.
Right.
So everyone's got a shot, and I'm pretty sure I had Jacques make some giveaway things. So if you wrote the best essay, you maybe get a book signed. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Cool.
He's putting that together.
Okay.
Cool.
But I wanted people to be able to get something.
Awesome.
And so, like the 250 fan club cards, I said, Jacques, let's give a lot of them away.
Right.
I hope the fans have a great time.
Yeah.
And the people who read the books.
Sure.
There's a lot of people out there who are not necessarily fans, but enjoyed the Pistol book.
Right.
And enjoyed the Van Halen book.
Right.
And you guys, Dave and Dave, have been really wonderful to me.
Oh, happy to do it. Happy to do it.
I mean, most people did their interview and said bye. You have stood by me, and you have done yeoman's work. Now, I call you up just to bullshit, because you guys are cool.
Right.
You know, if I had a question or you have a question, you can always call me.
That's great.
But I really have to thank you for your hard work for me.
We're happy to do it.
So everybody out there, have a good time.
Yeah. And we have to ask you, is there a third book coming?
Nah.
That's it?
To be honest with you, it took me 4 years to put that book together.
Right.
A year and a half to write it with my writer.
Right.
I figured 35 cents an hour. Maybe less. I kid you not. No.
I believe it. I believe it. I think that's what I make it work.
Yeah, no, who's worse, the book companies or the record companies?
Oh, that's a toss-up. You really have to work on that one.
We should have hung on to those bootleg shirts. We could have been selling them, Noel. $50
right.
a pop.
I know. If my lawyer had, if I only listened to my lawyer and my accountant, I would have been such a nice guy.
That's right.
I'll tell you one quick thing. What most managers do, and I spoke to Frank Barcelona, who was premier talent, and he had everybody, Springsteen, us, and everybody. And I said, Frank, every year they call me up, the ticket brokers, the legitimate ones.
Right.
And say, Mr. Monk, we'll give you $50,000 to $100,000 if you give us tickets.
Wow.
And I always had tickets. And I always told them to take a fucking walk.
Wow.
Because they wanted me to go around the band.
Right.
And that's how a lot of managers do it.
Wow.
Never did it.
Wow.
Do it. When they did a line audit with me at the end, and normally they sue me, I sue them. They couldn't sue me.
Wow.
I didn't take anything.
Right.
I had to pay. So have fun with the auction.
Yeah.
Look at the stuff, enjoy it, get the book of it, and keep it as a keepsake.
Yeah, absolutely. We're helping support your marriage. This way you stay married and happy with your daughter and your wife. This way we get the stuff out of it.
I'm allowed to come home now. I used to sit in the back door.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
I think they're going to sum up Van Halen by the way I'm going to put my gravestone up, and it's going to say, here, folks, have one on me. I told you I didn't feel well.
Whoa! How about that for rock video music fans? Live all day, all night. You know what you need. Only right here on Dave TV.
Check us out on Facebook at Dave and Dave Unchained, a Van Halen podcast, on Twitter at DD Unchained, on Instagram at DD Unchained Podcast, and you can email us at ddunchainedpodcast@gmail.com.
I want to hear Noel's big joke. Every time I call him, he goes, which one am I talking to, Dave or Dave? And I would just go, oh, you got Dave.